Good morning, Brad Washa with the Alaska Incident Management Team for Tuesday, August 3rd on the Bootleg fire with your operational update for the Bootleg fire. The last couple of days we've been preparing for the weather forecast that we've been expecting for today and tomorrow, enhancing our control lines and mopping up deeper into the fire itself. Some areas of interest, we did have some heat up in this northwest corner that we've been watching. Previous to our arrival, they had burnt out around this, so they put fire on the ground to stop the fire. And some of those burns they weren't complete burns, and there's a lot of heavy fuel, so they actually did do some burning in here last night. Also kind of watching this area over here, just in concern for the weather forecast. Yesterday we did have one initial attack on the night shift. That was down in Division Charlie. It was in a gravel pit. The fire became about a quarter acre in size. It was a car fire that started that. And we've also had some reports interior of the fire itself. Yesterday I talked about the incident action plan, but on this fire we actually have a meteorologist from the National Weather Service. They put together a forecast and along with a fire behavior analyst that looks at that forecast and how it might affect the fire itself. With that forecast, today we're seeing very low relative humidities, so the moisture in the air is going to be very dry. We're also seeing southwesterly winds that are somewhat of a concern because their speed is forecasted to be up to 25 miles an hour. And then we have an element called the Haze Index, and that has a high of 6, and we're going to be at that high of 6. And that Haze Index is an indicator of the dry heat that is out there in the atmosphere, along with instability. And with that indicator, it shows that if you have you have the potential for large fires. So if fire were to spot out outside of our fire itself, it does have potential to become large. So we've been watching that very closely. With that weather forecast, where the fuels are on this northeast side and the proximity to structures, with our recommendation, the Lake County Sheriff's Department has increased their ready status. So asking people to be prepared to evacuate. And this is along the Highway 31 corridor from milepost 71, which is in the Jacks Lake area, north to Picture Rock. So this does include Summer Lake proper and the Anna Reservoir, or subdivision, and Anna Reservoir area. So it's actually off our map up here, so it does have a ways to go, and that's why it's only in the ready, prepare to evacuate status. It's not asking you to evacuate, but just be aware with these weather conditions over the next 2 days, if we were to have problems on the fire, we do expect large fire growth to be that potential. So we're preparing for that. We've been working hard on the fire to button things up, but and we don't anticipate it, but we always want to be ready if something does happen. So with that, that concludes today's update from operations on the Bootleg fire. Thanks.